Hello, I'm Felicity Gerry, Queen's Counsel. I'm a barrister at Crockett Chambers in Melbourne and Libertas Chambers in London, and I'm also Professor of Legal Practice at Deakin University. I think what I'm really interested in is developing students, the next generation of lawyers and students who are going to go on to be lawyers, to understand you don't have to accept it the way it is. You can contribute to a better justice system, whether that's domestic, transnational or international. You have a role to play in giving voices to people who otherwise might not have those voices in that system, and giving the system legitimacy when it fails itself, which it often does. So I do a particular area of work in relation to human trafficking victims who commit crime. I think what we're trying to do through these particular topics that I deal with in the unit at Deakin University is to think about contemporary international legal challenges. So it's about looking at the most complex of situations and saying, well, what is the outcome? I think it has a particular interest to students who want to think more broadly about the law, international criminal law, but sometimes in a domestic setting. And we're also thinking about decisions that the domestic setting take about national security. And they're sort of flip sides of the coin. So you can start to think about, how does it affect me as well as how does it affect society? And in the context of war crimes, they might read about a case in the International Criminal Court and think, oh, how could I go and do that sort of law? And what's really interesting about these units, and what the students are enabled to do, is to choose their own research question within the topic. So they can choose the thing that they're most interested in. So it might be the law on complicity. How does universal jurisdiction work? It might be as big as that. Something to do with the Brereton report and allegations of domestic actors committing war crimes overseas. For students, you're then mixing those two together. You've got the big thinkers and the very careful, precise lawyers that we all like to be. It can be a bit lonely on a research project, but they've got me to help them on that research project. And it's always got to be, as far as possible, having some connection with my expertise so that they're getting expert help. I think it's really important to never stop thinking. We're always thinking about, how does this work? Even if it's just in the minutiae of your own life.